Hello, beautiful beings. It's Gypsy Jess. And I'm here with another reading for you. So today, this morning, sadly this happens, I went out to feed the animals, and Freya, our friendly feral, had left me a junior male cardinal that she had caught this morning, and unfortunately he was past saving. And then I dug out my garnet stone, so I don't know, I guess the color red is coming through, and my nails. Color red is coming through, maybe some root work, passion. So I want to see what message comes together. We're going to use the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, which I've given a good shuffle, and go from there. Three of Pentacles. So I actually saw that on the bottom of the deck before I even shuffled, which is kind of crazy. So we have a little bit of a relationship situation here. Ooh, maybe a relationship out in the cold, within the church, without the church. Ooh, ooh. All right, so we've got a very rough start here. Sometimes I put things down in the order that I just put things down, so. A lot of Pentacles. So this could be a financial situation. Whew. I don't know who this is for, but it's looking. Okay, well, as I'm laying these down, I will say we have a strong feminine energy. The Queen of Wands, quite a magnetic, powerful feminine energy, who is standing out against kind of like a myriad of challenges here. And what I'm getting to be kind of a foggier, oof, oh my goodness. Oofda. Oofda. Okay. Hermit. Okay. So I want to say this gal right here, we have a powerful female. I'm saying female, but this could be the feminine side of a male individual too. The Queen of Wands, she's the queen of air, right? The queen of intuition, of knowing, of fire, of, passion. So there's kind of that passion coming across. But with the bottom of the deck being a hermit here, I feel like I'm speaking to someone whose love situation, maybe even a marriage, fell apart, or someone is feeling kind of out in the cold within that particular marriage. But the survivor that our Queen of Wands is, she's gone inward, and she's pulling out kind of all of the magic in her pocket, right? So we've got Seven of Cups here. And to me, this is different gifts, different tools. It can be, this is kind of what's coming across for me right now. Someone with different gifts, different tools at their disposal, different pathways they can take to overcome this. And obviously, I'm the psychedelic gypsy. We've got a bright mushroom top coming out the top there, or it could be a little angel, covered ghost, whatever you want to say it. But to me, this screams psychedelic medicine. So someone who has taken a journey recently, maybe should take a journey, or without that aside, has just gone inward and is taking an evaluation of what tools she wants to employ to overcome the situation. Okay. And I would say there is definitely a solid betrayal here. Very bittersweet feeling. Definitely a strong sense of grief. I don't have I'm going to get my hang on 1 second. Because I want to validate if this was a marriage. So we're going to pull out the Gilded Reverie. Ooh, pop this open real quick. Oh my goodness. There we go. See if I can get a few more signs on if this is related to a marriage or not. But someone might have taken a really big financial hit with this and now is kind of looking at where the next step is going to be, right? We haven't quite moved forward yet, right? We still have some tools in the trunk, right? And I want to point this out here because this card can get read in a lot of different ways, where someone's, they're not seeing the cups they still have, only kind of like the spilt milk energy, just grieving that piece of it. Oh, okay. So I just got the sense that someone's been pulling out all the tools in their cup, and maybe we're down to kind of the last few and considering what we're going to do there. But someone knows this. They know that they haven't completely given up. Well, maybe they've given up on this situation. They haven't given up in life, right? In their path of moving forward. They've recognized that there's still a journey to be had moving forward. And now where do they want to plant that next seed? Ooh. 43, we got a little maze here. I love this card because this card was read for me a very long time ago, and in my mind it still stands out because it was right before I met my husband. And that particular reader was talking about how there is an elevated individual just outside of my awareness, right? And I say my awareness because that reading was for me, and maybe this is something that relates to you for this particular situation. That there was an evolved man outside of my awareness, and he's coming, right? He's coming along the path to find you, right? To find me, to find you. But life's a bit of a maze, right? And we can get detoured, we can find dead ends. This situation here feels like a really painful dead end, but it's not the end, right? It's not the end. It's not your end in love or abundance. With all these pentacles coming across, I do think there was a substantial financial hit. Maybe that was in the form of a house, of a savings account. But these guys together, this was heavy. This was a very bitter, this really could be cheating, which I'm so sorry, 5-5 there. I'm so sorry if that was the case for you. But what happens is the consequences of actions, whether they're our own or another person's, sometimes creates the change that we're not willing to make. 5-5 here, that's change. 5s are change. And while there's no tower present at this moment, I definitely get a tower energy of this was maybe not a change that was desired, but someone's moving forward from it, right? Continuing to move along the path. Oh. At 7-8, right? Back on the path. We're moving forward, looking for a new place to put down seeds, right? A new path forward. So that was kind of nice. This was not actually the deck I was going for. Bear with me. I have quite the... There we go. All right. Well, out of all my decks all over the place, I can't find the one I'm looking for. So I'm gonna keep moving forward here. Real quick, with that, I want to pull out the White Rose Guidance Divine Love Messages, because I think there's a message related to this for you, and I just want to see what comes out in relation to this, what appears to be a really nasty heartache. And I don't know if this is something, I don't want to say that this person did, right? It was either done or done to, all right? And whatever side you're on of that, no judgment whatsoever. But this can be painful restart, can be a painful restart. I could listen to your voice for days on end. Can you handle all my scars? I'm gonna do one more, because this is definitely, when you have a past like this, these are scars that make it hard to move forward and trust in something new. You leave me breathless and without words. Listen to your voice for all days, breathless without words. So someone's feelings are kind of, I would say, caught up in their throat right now. Let me see how this. Yeah, I do feel like I'm speaking to someone who, this isn't their first rodeo, right? It's not their first relationship where something like this has happened. It's not the first time that their cup of hope has been spilled, their cup of love has been spilled. You know, we give our love and then we get hurt and we get brave enough to try again, right? We keep going down our path, and like I said, sometimes we meet someone along the way. So in this card, I want to come back to this card here. See, there's the man, a couple different women, and then the gal at the end waiting with all the ducks, right? That's the final connection. So maybe the people that are meant for us are going to get caught up with different connections along the way. Maybe all these connections are intended for us to try out, for us to learn from before we get to our final destination and plant our seed of happiness here. But this is a step along the way. Even if this is a divorce, I keep getting divorce. I just picked up my other tarot deck. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. So this is a really, really painful situation. But with the Queen of Wands and her little black cat there, this is a very intuitive, passionate, powerful individual. So maybe you just knew, right? Maybe you just knew that either this situation wasn't right for you, you knew something else was going on. But if you are the one that chose to maybe step outside and are in the cold now, you know, like, we have to experience darker days to really know what's good for us, what's best for us. And that can be a very tough lesson. It can be a very tough lesson, especially if we have a tendency to sometimes make the same choices over and over again. But with that, whoever this individual is, this also could be a bit of a charmer. I just got like snake charmer energy, because when you put all these together, this also has a bit of a narcissistic tone to it. Can you handle all my scars? I've been so hurt before, and you're so amazing. I could listen to your voice for days on end, and you leave me breathless, and love, love, love. But the end of that connection, the other side of that connection, is a lot of heartache. So I'm gonna put these off, because that, especially related to all these, is the bit of a vibe I'm getting. A little bit of a nasty narcissist, playboy energy. With these here, I'm gonna give another shuffle and just see what we can put on top of those cards in terms of energy. I'm gonna pull three, so I can kind of, oop. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse came out. So more money, more monies. But also with the Pentacles, these are individuals who can be good partners, right? Good spouses. Like like the King and Queen of Pentacles, that's like your very grounded, financially secure, in touch with nature kind of couple. But this particular person, especially this guy, doesn't have a good look to him. And here's that red. I think this person is all about their dollars, right? Putting them all in their box here. Not about to plant and share with someone else. I'm really getting maybe like a financier, a hedge fund person, a business owner that's just kind of a douche. Page of Pentacles. What an interesting. But that, maybe they want to turn over a new leaf. Maybe there's a desire to turn over a new leaf here. And I don't want to say that to send you back to a bad situation. But everybody learns in situations like this, right? Everybody learns. And maybe you really affected this person. You really affected this person. And but you're still sitting on your throne, right? You are still the Queen of Wands, right? You are not going to be detoured by this energy. You are magnificent. You are magnetic. You are beautiful. And I want you to keep that in mind, my dear one here. So what was this about? What was the lesson that was really supposed to be learned here? I'm going to get a few shamanic healing oracle cards, because this was a lesson to be learned. This was absolutely a lesson to be learned. Inner journey. Didn't I say that? Someone going inward. A little self-evaluation there. Discernment. So we're going to leave it right there. Inner journey and discernment. Discerning between who is a solid, healthy, grounded, honest partner, right, is part of our inner journey of growth. It's part of what we learn along the way. We got our little black crow there, black raven bird, whatever, out in the rain. So a little bit more some sad energy here with the rain here. This was a tough lesson to learn, and there's a lot of emotion around it. But discernment, especially with that 6, get a little devil energy, a little passion, lover's energy as well. Our trysts, our dating life, the individuals that, we're just so drawn to, even though we maybe know that they're not the best for us. This is part of our lesson in discernment, right? We cycle back to bad habits in order to learn about who we are and become a better person, or we stay there. We stay there and we spill our cup over and over and over again. But that can be extremely draining. But what I do want to point out is all the water in these cards. This can be emotionally tiring. It can be exciting as well, right? We got that passion. Like I said before, this can be fulfilling. And you know what? Maybe that's what this was about too. Maybe someone just kind of got theirs, right? You were in a little bit of a player energy. This other individual is in a little bit of player energy. And maybe that other person didn't see that coming. And their heart was broke. Maybe a little bit of dark empath narcissist energy here, but take that if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't take that. But this is a tough lesson for somebody. It was a very tough lesson for somebody, but both people, I think, are coming out better because of it, and that's the exciting part, right? We're not getting worse. We're getting better. We're learning. We're improving our discernment for future situations. Oop, I got 2 there. The heart. Gnosis. So I got a little sacred geometry here. Again, coming back to the red, we've got our raven again. Maybe a blackbird is a sign for you with both of them coming up here. So if that's like a resonance for you. But I really want to stick to the heart here. Again, we've got our red, our little red stone, love, passion, and our little, this makes me think of The Notebook. So I feel like someone here is looking for that super romantic, lifelong connection, kind of like in The Notebook, right? Like, oh, that really calls to this situation too, right? Where you're in love with someone who maybe like fits the description, the rich, handsome, you know, perfect person, but then this other individual who, you know, maybe is a little less well endowed in terms of the finances, is really who makes your heart sing. Or you may be afraid to walk away from this individual, but I want to say your heart deserves love. And there's a lot of passion in here to be had. And that's what it should be. Not just like burn it up passion, because that's how these things happen, but also this sweet, tender, nesting, feels like home love and passion, you know, interconnectedness. See the two rings, marriage. Someone who is intent on pursuing you for marriage will let you know from the beginning, right? Their intentions will be clear. So do not come off your throne for anyone who isn't willing to give you what you deserve. Okay? Got a lot of 8s on the board too, so I do think that this could be a little bit of a routine, something that you've gone through before, a cycle that you come back around to, and you're getting stronger for it, right? You are the Queen of Wands, but we really need to listen to that discernment. So let's get some quick guidance for you going forward. What do you need to hear? What do you need to know moving forward? Get my dedicated twin flame cards here because, 8s. Queen, she popped out, divine feminine. You are that bitch, okay? Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me for that. You are that queen, okay? You are the Queen of Hearts. You deserve absolutely nothing less than everything. Beautiful, stunning, inside and out, magical. Rebirth, personal freedom unleashed. So, this particular situation, and again, I hear divorce. This is your rebirth. This is your chance to step into yourself fully, outside of being connected to another person, outside of being chained to another person here. That person has been holding on to you, keeping you from flying. Poor butterfly. And now it's time to be free. Do the things you want to do, like whether that's a business, a home, a garden, just chilling with your animals. Like, do you, girlfriend or boyfriend. This is really great energy. Like, despite all the like craziness on the board here, all this, like this goes together. This beautiful, loving energy, queen, rebirth energy. Like, it is time to break free. It's time to break free. If you haven't quite done it yet, right? Stop with the struggle, right? There are enough swords in your heart that you know what to do. You know it's time to walk away from this if you haven't already done it. You know, right? The Queen of Wands is incredibly discerning. So we're gonna leave it there, and I'm going to give you an affirmation to end this with, because I'm going a little bit longer than I have been. I have abundance in all areas of my life. Wow, I like that. It goes with our all of our pentacles. I claim abundance for myself right here and right now. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve my good. Be a little selfish. Be a little selfish, because this other person has been sucking the life out of you. And now you are free to do whatever you need to do, because all paths are available to you. All paths are available to you. There is an abundance of love, life, all the good things just waiting for you. You just got to be brave enough to move forward. All right? I hope that helps. Bye-bye.